Hey everybody, it's Brian Haskins, and in this video I want to share with you why the data and what we use matters so much in our business. So I talk to so many people that say, well, I'm trying to cold call, I'm trying to text, I'm doing all these different things, I'm buying lists, I'm trying to build lists, but all the data that I get is not good. People aren't motivated. Most of the people that I'm talking to, the phone numbers are incorrect. A lot of the data that I'm getting is just really poor quality information. So one of the things to kind of keep in mind is that it's not always the system that you use. So it's not always cold calling or texting that gets you the results. It's all the nuances. And the reason why gurus are successful, people that have been in this business, they're showing you all these different things they're doing, but you're looking at the strategy as why they're successful. That's not the case. It's all the nuances and things that they're doing that makes them successful. So the choices that you make, the path that you take is what's going to dictate the results that you get. So this is the reason why you can't follow some guru online and expect to get the same results when you're doing things that they're doing. So let me just share with you really quickly two things that make a huge difference in your business. So first thing is going to be data. So when it comes to building a list, if we're building a list of motivated sellers, the information and the people that we're reaching out to is going to dictate the results. It's not like you can just buy a list from some random person on Fiverr and expect to get any kinds of deals. And I'll explain why. It's very simple. I'm going to share with you no theory. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to show you the reality of why you're not getting results in your business. So first things first, if you're building your own list, or if you're going in and you're buying a list from someone in Fiverr, you're spending very little amount of money to get a motivated seller list that's already been skip traced. The quality of the information that you're going to get is setting you up for failure. So let me show you really quickly. This is just basic numbers, okay? So we come into PropStream and we just pull any area. So let's just say we pull this county in Florida. So there's 575,000 properties in this area. Now, if you were to buy a list from somebody, what they're going to do is they're going to come in here and they're going to say, okay, I want to buy a vacant property list. So they're going to say, okay, here's a list of 9,400 vacant properties in your area. Here is the list. Give me $300, give me $1,500, whatever they charge you for that. All right, so here's the issue, is that they're building this off of no proper filtration. You don't have any control over the information that they're giving you. So let's come in here and take a look at this again. So if we come in here to Lee County, so we have 575,000 properties. We had 10,000 that were vacant. Just with basic filtering, without even really deep level filtering, I'm going to show you how much data we're actually going to remove. And this is how much bloat is on your marketing list and the reason why your marketing is not effective. So if we come in here and just apply basic filters. So let's just say that we're starting with residential properties. We're going to keep this super simple. Single family properties. We can do multifamily and duplex. Stick with just super simple stuff. Anything less than an acre up to maybe like 2,000 square feet. We'll do 500 square feet, just basic stuff. Let's go properties that are built before 2012 is one of the filters I like to use. And then if we scroll down here a little bit, we can see here that we're going to deal with properties that are not listed on the MLS. So anything that's actively listed, we don't want to worry about. We're going to come down here. We're not even talking motivation yet, all right? We're just looking at properties. So 3 years of ownership, so people that have owned the property for a little while, okay? People that own the home and they live in the home, so individually owned, okay? Scroll down here a little bit. Let's just take a look at some of this info here. Scroll down here a little bit. Let's just say that we want people that have equity. So let's just do 30% equity. And then let's go to properties that are up to about 450,000 in estimated value. All right, so what did we just do here? So we started out with, 575,000 properties. We are now narrowed down to 54,166. So this is the importance of list filtering. So when you're buying your lists and you're marketing to those lists, expecting them to work, this is why it doesn't. We eliminated over 500,000 people from that list. That would have been bloating up your marketing. This is why it's so important to learn from people that can help you understand where you're at, what you need to do, instead of just teaching you theory of, oh, you need to cold call, just buy lists from anywhere. The data that you use and the filters that you use is going to be key, all right? So right off the bat, before we even looked at motivation, we have already eliminated our list by over 500,000 people. That's the type of crap that most people are marketing to. So now let's just take a look at that same list. So we were at 9,400 vacant properties. Now, if we click on it now with the filters that we've applied, so it went from 9,400 down to 544. So let me just explain why we eliminated almost 9,000 people from this list that you would have bought from somebody on Fiverr, because you would have gotten just a bloated list full of a bunch of properties that do not fit what you're looking for. This is the reason why filtering is important. Now, reason number 2 why you shouldn't be buying lists that you don't control, all right? Skip tracing information is notoriously wrong, okay? So many gurus and stuff like that make their money now based on selling you softwares, based on selling you skip tracing, all right? And that's the reason why people don't sell courses anymore, because people realize, hey, you're not going to get results from courses. That's why coaching is so popular. But the thing is, people want to still sell you something, so they're going to say, you need my software, you need this, you need that. It doesn't matter what the software is. It's all about the filters, number 1. Number 2, the other thing that we have to kind of consider is that they're selling you bad quality skip traced information. So if you're using PropStream for skip tracing, if you're using Batch for skip tracing, or any of these other companies, or worse, if you're buying lists that are already skip traced, 60 to 70% of the information that you are getting is wrong. All right, I'm going to prove it to you. Again, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to give you any theory. I'm just going to show you why what you're doing is not working. And this is the reason why you need to work with somebody that's actually going to help you understand the process of your business, what's working, what's not working, and what to do to fix it. So let me show you real quickly. So whenever you send a list out for skip tracing, what happens? Or if you buy a list from a skip tracer, the way skip tracing companies work is that all the information is the same, okay? So there's just different tiers to it. How much information you get is based on what they charge you. So when you have a list that you bought from a company that skip traced that list, okay? The issue that you're going to run into with that list is that they're just getting very poor quality data. 70 to 80% of that information is going to be wrong. Now, mid-tier data that you're getting from companies like PropStream and all these other companies, Batch, they're basically selling you mid-tier quality data. So you're getting basically 1 to maybe 3 phone numbers, and that's it. Okay, so the issue is that most of those phone numbers are going to be inaccurate. I'm going to share with you exactly why. So I do something that's called deep level skip tracing, and this is what we call high tier quality data. Now, what you have to understand is that skip tracing information, there's no way to get more accurate information. So I'm not telling you that I have better skip tracers. I'm just telling you that I have more data. Okay, so I'm able to, and as you see here, know up front which information is not going to be accurate. That way I don't waste my time or my money marketing to those people. So again, there's no better way to get better information. So I'm not telling you, or I'm not trying to sell you on skip tracing. I'm just trying to tell you this is the reason why most of the people you call you're not able to reach them. All right. So I just have a list here that I sent to my skip tracer. And when you come over here a little bit, you're going to see the type of data that I'm getting. So when we come over here, right off the bat, why are we not able to reach people? All right, well, first things first, the reason why we're not able to reach people is because some of these people have passed away. So if we click right here and we sort and filter this, we're going to be able to see, okay, how many people passed away? Well, if we scroll down here, we can see that this list didn't really have a whole lot of people that have passed away, but we have 3. So right off the bat, if you're calling people that are dead, you're not going to be able to reach them, okay? Now, the second thing to kind of consider is that when we're dealing with skip tracing, all you're going to get is 3 phone numbers. They're going to tell you, number 1, if it is a mobile or a landline. That information doesn't help you, okay? So with my skip tracing company, I get more information, all right? And what I mean by that, not only do I know the phone numbers, I also know when the last time was they received a phone call at that number. So right there we can see, last time they received a phone call. So why is this important? Well, this is important because you're calling all these dated phone numbers. So look, right here, 2019, 2022, 2014, 2017, 2023, 2022, 2019, 2015. All right, these are the phone numbers that you're getting, okay? They are wrong. So here's the thing. What we have to kind of consider is that, number 1, we don't want to waste our time on those wrong phone numbers. We can find those people through other sources besides their phone number. That's where all the deals are hiding. This is why everybody is competing over the same 20 to 30% of the leads that they're calling. And that's the reason why you're only able to get a hold of maybe 3 or 5% with skip tracing and cold calling, is because most of the data that you're getting, even from the best skip tracing companies, is wrong, because all skip tracing data comes from the credit bureaus. Okay, and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here. All skip tracing data is the same. No one can tell you they get better skip tracing information, because it all comes from whenever you buy a house, when you buy a car, when you refinance. That information that's given to the credit bureaus is what they buy and they sell to you. This is why you need to understand these kinds of things. So what do we do that's so much different? Well, right off the bat, I can see right here. So, and the reason why we have phone number 1, phone number 2, phone number 3, phone number 4, these are the most likely phone numbers to reach that person. Okay, so if phone number 1 says that all these phone numbers are wrong, you're not going to be able to reach that person. So if we just click here, sort and filter. So what do we see here? We see that a huge chunk of this list is not active. So 2016, 2023, 2023, scroll down here, 2023, 2017, 2019. So what we see here is about 50 to 60% of the list, or more in some cases, is wrong. These phone numbers are not accurate. You're not going to be able to reach out to these people and actually get a hold of them. All right. So what do we do that's different? Well, we can use deep level skip tracing to know upfront who we're not able to reach, and we can find them through other sources. We also, when we do deep level skip tracing, we get 5 phone numbers, and we can see if there's any other active phone numbers. So for example, with this particular one, there's no other phone numbers for them. For this particular person, same thing. This particular person, same thing. But sometimes we get other phone numbers that we can find for those people. Sometimes we can also get a hold of relatives. So not only do we get the phone number for these people, we get 5 phone numbers, we get email addresses, but we also get relatives. So maybe you can reach out to a spouse. Find them. All right. We know the age of these people. We know how to find them through other sources. So again, the moral of this story is just that these are the reasons why the data that we collect is so important. It is not necessarily that cold calling doesn't work. It's that maybe you're starting with bad quality information. Maybe you're starting with a big bloated list of a bunch of people. So if you bought that list of 10,000 people from PropStream, instead of narrowing it down to 540 people, that's 9,000 people that you would have just wasted your money on and your time on, because they're not even a fit for what we're looking for. Then if you're skip tracing, you're only able to get about 30% of that information. All of that information is stacking against you. So this is part of the reason why a lot of traditional marketing strategies don't work great. And here's the thing that compounds all this. The reason why it's so evident: we're dealing with people that are going through some of the major changes in their life. These are people that have passed away. They've moved. They changed their name. Their information is notoriously going to be inaccurate. And that's part of the reason why we struggle so much to generate leads and deals using traditional marketing methods. So there's a ton of other great ways that we can find and do deals. And if you're looking for help doing that, I'd be more than happy to kind of walk you through some of this stuff. But again, I just want to share with you why buying lists that you're not in control over. That's why, like, when all these people promise you the world, oh, you can just log in here and get all your lists. But if you're not creating the filters to your list, all this stuff, all your information is going to be bloated and it's going to be wrong. Again, we were at 9,400. We narrowed it down to 544. And that's without really any deep level targeting. And this is the reason why so many people struggle. So if you're looking for help, I'm looking to, work with a couple people that can kind of that I can kind of help guide them with creating the right list, showing you the right marketing strategies, because we don't have to settle for cold calling or all these other things. There's a lot of things that we can do that are really going to work a lot better for your business. So if you want some help, definitely feel free to reach out. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.